Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, here to share a little bit of time, a little bit of inspiration, some entertainment, some intellectual conversations, hopefully. And I am feeling inspired today. I do have pages of notes and pages of ideas just flowing through me, but today I am feeling quite relaxed. I do intend to open up the panel very soon, and I want to thank all of you who are joining here with the live streams here on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, all of you who have found your way here. Thank you, and greetings and blessings to you. Today, the idea, the topic, the thumbnail. It's all kind of tied together. Thriving Thursday. You are meant to thrive, not just survive. There's a big difference between surviving and thriving, between surviving and really living even. There's a big difference. I've spent a long time trying to survive. Survival brings forth a lot of fear. Fear limits our survival under the illusion that it offers protection. You get that? Fear limits our survival under the illusion that it offers protection. See, the way to thrive and the way to live is through love. Love is the way of life. Love is that which was shown through the scripture and the sacrifices of Jesus, of Yeshua. And that's kind of brings us into the title of the stream too today. But love is the way of life. In order to live life and to thrive in life, you want to walk with love through your days. It's how we're supposed to be. It's how we're designed to be. And something I've been learning along these lines for myself, choosing to live with love, it does become easier. Everything in life, really, especially the good things in life, everything in life becomes easier with devotion, with commitment, with practice. Because when we commit ourselves, when we devote ourselves, and then we, focus our time and energy into a practice, we are sacrificing other things away from our lives. And that's what life is about. That's the true cost, the true exchange of sacrifice that God wants. We got to sacrifice our attention in order to grow and to learn. And you got to be willing to sacrifice old beliefs, old thoughts, old habits, old ways. That's the way to live. And so one of the inspirations I received earlier today, again, it was that guy, Aaron Abke. I am a fan of his. I hope to talk to him one day, but I didn't pull up the video or the link. Some of these ideas were inspired by his, though. He was talking about some of the teachings and the ideas of the Essenes, and historically how Jesus, Yeshua, was likely come forth teaching what the Essenes were doing. It's just a mystical knowledge that has been eternally grown, and we are the beneficiaries of everything from the past. I'm really getting off topic here. So what I wanted to get to, some of the first principles, some of the basics, the essences of what was shown through the Christ. And in my mind, just so we're on the same page, Jesus was the example of the Christ, and the Christ is the example of perfection. in the human form, the ideal version for us to speak and to behave with one another. um, the essence of that teaching is love, love and wisdom. Love and wisdom are divine. They are the divine gifts that God has bestowed upon us. And through growing in our love, growing in our wisdom, that is the path to self-empowerment. It's really that simple. If you're living in fear and misery in your life, it's because you have not yet freed yourself. And the way to free yourself truly is through God's help. Know God as the truth. Know the truth can always set you free. The truth can resolve your confusion. The truth can resolve your deceptions. The truth is that which resolves. And it's love. And it's love that brings forth the healing. How about that? See, when the truth is received with love, rather than the resistance and the opposition and the triggered reactions, when the truth is received with love, with gratitude, it's healing, it's transforming. It's what I've experienced in my own personal life. Because when I humbled myself to the truth that I knew, I could forgive. There's very little that cannot be forgiven. There's very little that cannot be overcome, moved beyond, right? When we turn our minds from the past into the future and we look forward into the future for the life that we want to live, that's where freedom is discovered. Because freedom comes from the belief that there's greater options, that there's a reason for your being. So anyway, the principles of the Christ that I learned and I see clearly demonstrated, the principles of love and wisdom is who we are. When we don't get all egoic and selfish, we are wisdom that we've learned and learned through experience. We are that wisdom and we are the love that comes from our God, comes through our God. So the goal of life, I believe, for each of us, we all want to be more empowered. We all want to be more confident, more secure in our being, right? Because then, as long as you're comfortable and secure in who you are, it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter what happens around you. You know who you are. So, if you want to change the world around you, start with the feelings and the energies within. You can empower yourself. All the will, all the determination, all the gratitude, all the appreciation, all the love, everything comes from within. Now, how do you release that which is within? How do you get that which is within to come forth and through you? Well, that might be where God comes in the equation, right? Because it's by the grace of God that we get to know anything at all. I mean, let's face it. Now, those are my conclusions. I'm convinced that we are the result of God's imagination, created in the ever emerging, ever unfolding story of creation that our Creator, our Father, has provided to us. Oh, that was one of the talks earlier. And here, I'm going to go ahead and open the panel up for those who may wish to join. Drop it over there and drop it over here. Again, thank you to those folks who are joining over in Rumble Facebook, YouTube. Um, Eventually, I'll figure out how to do this stuff a little better, more efficiently for myself. Or even better, maybe I will get a team going again. I look forward to the day when I work with a team again, because I know what can be accomplished when people work together. Man, you can have fun and get stuff done. Anyway, so one of the questions I wanted to offer, and for anyone who joins the panel, I may put you on the spot and ask for an answer to this. Um, where can I grow in my capacity to love? I encourage you, ask yourself that question. Where can I grow in my capacity to love? Now, that may be self love, it may be love in general, it may be love. This is your question, your answer, but I encourage you to find the answers. Where can I grow in my capacity to love? And what is my capacity to love? That means my capacity not only to give love, but to receive love. How can I grow and receive more love from myself, from the world? How can I grow and offer more love for myself, for the world? Those questions, if you seek the truth, the answers will show. It's all a matter in life generally, well, specifically, in life, it's all about asking the right questions. There's something, an old adage I heard, and I heard it was credited to Einstein. If I had a life and death problem to solve and 5 minutes is all, the first 4.5 minutes would be determining the correct answer to seek, the correct question to ask. That's where the practice of meditation and contemplation can come in very, very handy. We've got the gift of mind and imagination, and we can use that to play these mental exercises out, these activities in life. We've got these life choices that come into our days. What do I do this at work? What's this, business decision, relationship decision? What do I do? Well, you detach. You detach from everything and you go within and you spend time within the mind, the gift of God, with appreciation and open heart. And then you play these mental games and you walk yourself through imagination. If I do this, then this, then this, and think the thoughts through. This is where the egoic mind is very short-sighted. The egoic mind finds the first answer, says, nope, this is it. I'm clinging to this one. I found this answer. This is my truth, my only truth. Think your thoughts through. Okay. If this is the conclusion, then what does that mean? And think your thoughts through until you find peace with the conclusion, peace with the answers. It's when we find the truth. The words in the scripture are so true in so many ways. There's so many depths to wisdom. I don't know how God works within us. I don't know exactly how the consciousness and everything works, but I know that there is a pattern to it. I know that the truth is a critical essence of life and our mind. The mind at peace must know the truth. There must be a form of closure. Sometimes that form of closure can be manufactured, but I don't mean to offer confusion in what I'm trying to explain. Um, hey, Dominic, thank you. I got this. For love to expand in your life, you have to let others not only touch your heart, but become part of it. This is the world we live in, the egoic world of today, the manufactured world with all the manufactured crises, all the manufactured wars, all the manufactured hate. That's the world we live in. It's all manufactured and make believe. Praise God. God is so good. God is so perfect in so many ways. The way that this all makes sense, the truth. There's a mystery to the truth. The truth. The truth is the absolute judge. The truth is the absolute. And within the truth, it will contain all perspectives. It'll even contain the perspectives that show its untruth, right? So the truth is a mystery. It's a gift that God has blessed us with, and it's revealed to us moment by moment by moment. But it's up to us to focus, to gain clarity in the truth that we've learned versus the thoughts we've thought, the imaginations we've imagined, and the memories we chose to think about and remember. The memories aren't always accurate. The imaginations, they're certainly unproven most times. So all we have is the moment. Because God is so giving. I believe that all that we may experience, in my mind, what is God? God is that which we come from. And as I understand this, some of the science theories, there's like this quantum fabric of space time that we exist within. At the Planck level of measurement, there's all these quantums of infinite potentiality, infinite energy. And so we live in an plasma electromagnetic universe of energy. And the energy somehow magically becomes form and us. And on top of that, we have the consciousness and awareness. So, God, the long story, to get to the point of the long story I'm offering, I believe our God is so giving. It allows itself to be transformed into so many different ways of life for the purposes of individuation, for the purposes of experiencing the universe from every single perspective of life imaginable. And each of us are just a part of that. So, why do we collectively create and enable vile evils? See, this is where mankind, I think, has gotten confused with the blame and the ignorance and all of this stuff. There's a perfection to God and God's order. The laws of God are love. The laws of love are the truth. The truth is delivered through the words, and it's beyond the words. The words are the law. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. In the beginning was the law, and the law was with God. And Jesus came in the flesh, right? God, the Word, the law came in the flesh to show us the way to live and how to be. Now, why collectively mankind didn't pull itself together and figure this out before now, I don't understand that either. I really don't understand. How could humanity be so evil? Well, what I've been learning is every one of us are spiritual beings participating in a divine cosmic light show of form and energy. So there is evil in this world. What are we doing to end it? Hello, right? We've got soldiers in uniforms right now placed in danger. There's men and women of uniforms outside of the American borders, different nations, men and women who have sons and daughters, mothers and fathers. Those men and women in battlefields right now, being funded by the American government. That question of why does God allow evil? Why the fuck are we? Sincerely. Sincerely. People of this world, why are we turning a blind eye? Pretending like that nothing can be done. We are the solution. When we find the willingness, when we find the desire, we will unite. When we find the willingness, when we find the desire, we will understand each other. When we find the willingness, when we find the desire, we'll understand God too. We'll understand God's love together. Because together what we can do is through the love of God, we can unite together as children of God here on earth to finally bring forth the good news and the gospel of love, the gospel of forgiveness and mercy. We can practice those things starting with ourselves. Give yourself some mercy, some forgiveness for the thoughts and the bad choices of the past. Find some mercy and forgiveness for others. For we're all a part of this dream that our God is creating. And we have an incredible opportunity to influence through our intentions, our thoughts, our words, our deeds. We get to, through our prayers, unite. We get to direct the will of God for us, for our future, based upon, I believe, our faith in love. My faith in love is so strong, so strong. My prayer earlier was for others to become awakened to the miracles of life that I see, that I feel, that I experience. The miracles. See, my first prayer was just along the lines, what I said reminded me, my faith is in love. My faith in love is so strong. My faith in God is so strong. I'm like, God, will you allow me? Will you allow me to witness miracles? And then I realize I do. I do daily. I experience the miracles of life in so many different ways by the grace of God, simply. This right here, by the grace of God, by my choices and the choices of others, and through the grace of God, I still have comfort, peace, and safety in my day. Our God is so good. Here's someone I hope to convince. Here's someone I hope experiences miracles of life as well. Welcome, Snafu. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, Jack. How are you, man?
Feeling blessed, actually.
Can I put your theory to test without you getting a little pissed?
If you feel you must.
Okay. So I'm a pedo pogo guy. Fuck those cupcakes. You know my mission. Your mission is your mission. Let me ask you this: how are you going to deal with resistance? I love you said we can change, we can do this, we can do that. So I'm asking you, you can see how I do it. I say fuck y'all, you cupcakes, and I handle business. I'm asking in Jack Talcott's way, Okay, you say if we get together, you're still gonna have resistance. You haven't addressed that. What do you do with the resistance? How do you approach that?
I deal with what God brings before me. Now, you and many others have chosen to present yourself as resistors and opposers to my.
No, Jack. We're bringing this to your optics of the war and secrets.
Yeah,
So
you.
let's talk about the dictators around the world, the ones who make
Snafu.
money off laundering money, sex trafficking, human trafficking.
Right.
Okay,
Snafu.
you are going
Snafu.
to have to kill those people,
No.
or
Snafu.
how are you going to get them to go on your side? What are you going to do?
Well, Snafu, what my goal is and what I want to encourage you and others to do is we present the truth. We focus on facts, not just accusations, not assumptions, not our opinions. We focus on facts and we present the truth in ways that people can understand and they can accept. And that's what I've been trying to do on here, but welcome, Hank.
Yeah, so I'm one of Jack Talcott's moderators. So first of all, we start with love, of course. Then we try to have a conversation with them. And if they don't want to have a conversation, we may have to time them off for a time being, but we'll welcome you back like we did you.
The fuck are you saying, you jab fuck?
He's answering your question, Snafu.
I never asked Hank the gay jab witch a question.
Hey,
I was talking to you, wasn't I, Jack
I work
Talcott?
on behalf of Jack Talcott as
I
one of his
didn't ask gay jab Hank witch the question.
Hey, how about this, Snafu? That's another life lesson. We don't get to choose how God provides the answers, but nonetheless, the answer he gave you applies.
So you basically ignored my question. You said hug a buddy, fuck a buddy. Here's the real reason I get mad at your logic, Jack. It's delusional.
No, your opinions are delusional.
How are you gonna stop wars and criminals and traitors? Okay, you don't think I deal with resistance
like that?
Just like that, basically. Put them out of the way. Because, Snafu, this is what you're not understanding. You're just creating these interrogations like you're proving a point. Tell you what, I'm going to bring you back up, Snafu, but if you want to continue this, let's get to the point you think you're going to prove. You're trying to prove me wrong?
No, I'm trying to ask you what you're gonna do.
No, that's not what you're doing. That's not what you're doing. You're trying to prove
it is, Jack. How would you address the resistors? Resistance is futile. The Borg, remember?
Who are you talking about? And
anyone who's against your plan.
Snafu. Okay, so anyone against my plan. There's many, so every one of them has to be dealt with a different way. Now, at which stage are we playing around in your imagination, Snafu? Because again, am I still all alone, or are we at a point where others have joined me?
Well, you tell me. The crew's still tight. The crew's still tight. We have a point.
No, Snafu. I'm going to go. You know what, brother? You're not ready. You're not ready. I'm moving on from the energies that you bring. I'm not going to continue this anymore, Snafu. When you want to understand, we can talk.
Yeah, and let's greetings to Enslavia. They're watching us. Hi, Paul. Greetings to Enslavia.
Fabulous. Welcome to all of Enslavia. I pray all in this stream. I pray all in that stream. Grow in your love. Grow in your wisdom. That's the only way you're going to overcome your arrogance and your insecurities. I won't name names. Several came up there. Okay, actually, should we entertain Snafu with this question, or you want?
Absolutely. He needs to dance for daddy. We're going to help him out because we don't have any problems with his daddy. We want to help him. We're loving and caring, so we're going to help Officer Snaps dance for his daddy. So come on back, Officer Snaps.
When you come up, Snafu, I got a question for you though. Where can you grow in your capacity to love? I'd like to know an honest answer.
Actually, by being here with both you fucktards is showing you love. Because both you guys are delusional fucktards. And I'm still giving my time and effort to try and work with you fucktards. Trying to understand you fucktards.
Thank you for giving us your time.
Yeah. Oh, hey, this is a much better exchange. Snafu, enjoy. I'm going to bring up someone much better. Welcome back, Miss Lisa. How are you today?
Hey, how you doing? How's everybody?
Excellent.
Feeling blessed. I don't know if you saw the recent chaos. I don't think I'm going to entertain Mr. Snafu, especially while you're here. I have too much respect for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, so the topic, the question I was asking, I'll put you on the spot, Miss Lisa.
Okay.
Where can you grow? If you were going to answer, where can I grow in my capacity to love? Where's the world showing you that you can love more? Receive love more or offer more love more?
Receive more.
Okay. In which ways? In which ways do you think you can grow in your capacity to receive love? Do you think you're pushing love away?
No.
Okay.
I think my boundaries don't align with what's natural in the world.
Okay.
So being that I have changed in so many ways, I don't fit in the company that I used to keep. So being that said, it's a lot of self-love that I give to me, and I'm waiting for more people to come and be able to receive it without wanting to cross my boundaries and take me back or want me to be where they are, far as being judgmental. A lot of times people don't understand when they're being judgmental of others, and I don't like it. I believe that you should have enough conversation about yourself than to be talking about somebody else, right? So let's talk about each other. Talk about you as I talk about me. It's got to be miserable that your focus is on everything and everybody except you. And I guess that's why the circle is so small, because I'm like, and I'm a believer. If you gonna be the dog that bring the bone, then bring the dog with it, right? Don't bring the bone and you can't bring the dog, right? Because we're gonna have a conversation, right? And so if you think something of somebody, so why you telling me I'm not them? Go tell them, right? I don't allow people to, I stop things at the gate. So it'd be like, well, you can't talk to her because no, I don't want to hear gossip. No, I don't want to hear you talk about somebody. No, I don't want to hear that. Let's talk about what's going on with you, where you need to improve. It's just that it's draining. It's
yeah.
It drains you of all your positive energy. And so when we self-pity will drain you of all your positive energy. When you believe that everybody is always doing something to you, I don't understand. If everybody is doing something to you, then what part of it did you play? Well, I didn't. we all play a part in everything, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Oh, you played a part. If you was just there, that was your part. Whether you said anything or not, but you was there. That's the part you played. And so I guess that's why the circle is small, but I'm okay with the circle is small because that gives me more chance to love on me, to do things with me, and I'm good with me, right? I'm good with my own company, right? That's just me.
I get what you're saying. The small circle, mine became non-existent. This is what's been blowing my mind. I was thinking about this earlier. It blows my mind that people have just kicked me to the curb. They can't find any reason to spend time with me. And then it's been happening I'm watching it happen on these panels too. All these people are, I can't go around, Jack, and you should stay away too. I'm like, what are you bitches doing? Excuse my language. What are you people doing, man? Yeah, I don't know. But here's my huh?
That was just what I was just saying, right? You see, no, don't go around this one or this. Wait a minute. Let me be the judge. Let me be the judge of a character, right? You say that about them, but that's not what I get from them. Why do you get that? Do you know why? Maybe it's you, because that's
Right.
not what I
Right.
receive. That's not what I receive. You're not going to make me look at someone different out of your eyes when I have my own eyes, right? I'm not looking at people through your eyes. I'm looking at them through my eyes. I'm looking at them with an openness, right? I'm looking at them without judgment. I'm looking at them without expectations from them, right? You see, once I look into a person with clear eyes, with nothing in it, just looking at you for who you are, I can see who the person is. But when you go into getting to know someone or listening to someone, you instantly, I don't care who you are, whether you mean to or not. If somebody say, yeah, Jack like this, Lisa, Jack like that, you will see, go up there. Guess what? When I come, that's going to be the first thing in my mind. So I ain't going to be able to see you for who you are, because the only thing I'm going to hear is what somebody told me about you. So it's going to be hard for me to break through to get to know you for myself. Because the seed has already been planted.
Well, that's the way this world has been. We've been manufactured for everyone to be so generous with their negative opinions. It's part of the world conditioning, the world we were born into. But many of us have been blessed. We're discovering, learning different things, and we're overcoming the ways of the past. What you were talking about, not judging people and actually allowing an individual experience, that is so important. I learned that lesson the hard way, though, because growing up where I thought I was racist. And so I said and repeated some really stupid, foolish things in my past, and I made myself look stupid, foolish. And I eventually started learning that. Don't trust other people's opinions, trust the truth. Other people's opinions are information to consider, but the truth comes from our own discernment. We're all responsible for making sure that what we choose is really true.
And that's true, because it is something so simple. Like, look at this. Say, for instance, I like R&B. You may like jazz. And I would say, oh, I don't like that music because of such and such and such. And then you said, well, I don't like R&B because of such and such and such. Then I try to convince you why you should. You see what I'm saying? Then I try to convince you, well, Jack, you should like it because it do this. But Jack just said he likes this and you like this. So you're going to try to convince Jack that what he like is wrong? Same thing. You're going to try to convince me that my experience with Jack is the same as your experience. Huh? You got to make stuff make sense. And that don't make sense, but that's what happens. And a lot of times people dislike people and don't even know a person. It's because they have allowed them to affect their mind, which has now infected their heart. Two different things. Affect the mind, which affected how you think. Then it becomes an infection, like a disease on the inside, because now it has affected this, which eventually is going to infect the inside. So there you go. Not knowing, now you become a victim of judgment, because now you're judging because you've been affected mentally, right? It's good to have your own way of thinking, your own thoughts. And I love that when people think different. How you think we learn? How do you think we learn? Someone else thinks different from me. So
Right.
I'm learning something from you. I'm learning something from you because you don't think like me. So guess what? Now I get more knowledge because now I'm learning a new way, right? I'm learning a new way because you don't think like me, vice versa. But we have to be willing to learn. Sometimes it's difficult. People look at the messenger and not the message. Just close your eyes. If you got a problem with somebody, close your eyes and hear the message so you don't have to focus on the messenger. And a lot of times people miss the message because of the messenger, right? I used to be the same way until I learned to close my eyes when someone was speaking and listen to what they were saying. And they were actually saying something that I needed to help me. That's when I learned. Stop focusing on the messenger. You don't know who God gonna use, Lisa, to give you the message. And you'll miss it if you focus on the messenger.
Yep. I see a lot of people making that mistake. They're
Yeah.
ignoring wisdom that's being offered because, well, they've got an opinion. And actually, well, I feel, and I don't know how to say this without saying it the way I see it, but I actually feel like there's some missed opportunities in my own experience based on my faith, the love, the absolute feelings I feel. Um, I'm trying to share the blessings that I feel that I've received, and yet I spend so much time with people teaching me. And it's I've been learning. I've been learning a lot. We've got some people in the back here that I'm not certain about. I don't know if I trust them to be of behavior, but I'm going to take a chance and hope for the best. Welcome, Moose, Browns boy. Snafu, you're not coming back. I'm done with you today.
Hi, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate the opportunity to share encouraging, committing, positive, uplifting. What do we got going on? I heard Snafu left. That sounds good already.
Yes, I've kind of had enough of the nonsense, and seriously, I've pointed it out. We've got a lot of egoic people. Does everyone know what egotism is? What it means to be egoic? I mean, I think that's pretty common term, right?
I think you should explain it again real quick. Just give us a summary.
Well, just the arrogance and the selfishness, the people that want to be the center of attention and don't really care about what else is going on. I call them agents of chaos, right? And what is an agent of chaos? One who disrupts the truth, the wisdom from being shared. And so in the spiritual game, I don't want to call people out and claim that they've got demons inside of them, but look at some of the negative energy that some folks are bringing, right? There's something there. And I know the light that's within me. I know the love that I'm trying to offer and share. And so why the darkness just seems to be attracted to me, it's got to be a spiritual game.
Yeah, they're trying to balance out their darkness with your light. So sometimes I see that you get overwhelmed, so you need a hand, so I come and help you.
Exactly. So, Jack, are you feeling inspired tonight?
I was, and I'm still hopeful. I'm
That's
filled
what I'm
with
talking about. Yeah. See, it's a good day.
Yeah, I think it is. Well, every day is a good day now that I've chosen to believe that. And it really can. I made a choice a long time ago, sincerely, after giving up drinking and my suicidal thoughts and the darkness that I used to love. I felt my shame when I became honest with myself. I became shameful about how many years I'd wasted in my life, how much fun and enjoyment, how many missed opportunities I must have overlooked. So I made a choice. I will never again go to sleep at night ungrateful. Never again. I will find reasons to be grateful for the day that I just received. And that right there, that
Praise
simple
God.
practice started changing my practice of gratitude. And my practice of gratitude, it's grown into this immense love of life. And I want to share that with others sincerely.
There's a lot to be thankful for.
When we realize how much we have, right? This world teaches us to work more, consume more, because it teaches us to compare ourselves to everyone. It's taken our natural abilities and used them against us. We can take those natural abilities and use them to empower us as well. You keep comparing yourself, you're always going to find someone better looking, more healthy, more wealthy, more attractive, whatever. You're going to find someone better if you're looking. And then if you look the other way, you can discover how truly blessed in life you are. And then if you see the suffering of others, you see how life has not been as kind to others. And maybe that includes people on the panel. I know people have experienced true evil in their lives, and maybe recently too. So, point is, we can all grow in our love and our wisdom. And that's how we will empower ourselves and each other.
Praise God.
Dude, one of the best ways, and it's really hard, I just thought of it now, to keep the thought going in this path is to like think of everybody as teachers. That way there is no blame. And if there is blame, you like automatically know you have to check yourself. But that's a very hard thing for people to understand, I think, because I just figured it out a little bit.
I think I get that, and I love if I understood right. You see everyone as a teacher, and then you see yourself as the eternal student. I don't really blame the students or the teachers when mistakes and misunderstandings happen, but we always work to grow them.
Yeah, that's part of it, you know. And I would say too, like looking outside at whatever and comparing, like you said, was comparing too much. I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't really a good idea. It's more of like a pairing versus a comparing. Like you want to pair with what is along whatever you, I guess, I don't know, however people move. And then comparing would be a compartmentalization or whatever, and it would be like a hell of keeping track of things in a way.
Here, I'll simplify. I think I can simplify what you're saying. The compare is the analytic. It's all in the mind. It's all opinions in the comparison. But to pair with another, and I think that's where you were going. If you see something you admire, something you want to achieve, you pair yourself with that so that you can grow yourself into that. And to pair is through the heart rather than the mind. The heart unites. The mind separates. I don't know.
I thought that was all right. Yeah. That's pretty good. It's kind of what I was saying.
Thank you. Well, these are things I've learned. I mean, even in the people that are some of the methods of life coaching, some of the practices, the modalities people are teaching, it's along these lines. You find someone who has achieved or is doing what you want, and then you incorporate that mindset, their qualities into yourself. And there is so much power in our mind, but the best way to use the mind is to keep expanding it, to keep growing it, keep learning, and realizing we are students every day. This is the paradigm of our society again, right? Scripture tells us to enter the kingdom of heaven, you must be as innocent as a child, right? So you must be as a child, innocent, pure of heart, without contempts, without fears, and always curious. Child is always curious. It's us adults who think we friggin' know it all.
Yup.
How we got screwed up. The entire systems of governments and banking, the economic and commercial systems, they've profited from teaching us not to use our minds. The systems are demonic. I believe they are the beasts that were prophesized that, I think the end times are here, which means the beginning is starting. The beginning is soon. Hey, Yeti Life, pretty much everyone did, but I think you've been around a while. Put you back. Thoughts, inspirations?
You know what, Jack? I was listening to what you were saying. It's the adults, children are always curious. And it just took me back to when I thought that I knew it all. Oh my God. I remember being in my 20s and 30s and maybe the beginning of the 40s. Oh, I knew everything. My way was it. You don't know what you talking. And you know what? That caused me, oh my God, so much misery. And I'm gonna
Mhm.
tell you why. Because I'm believing that I know everything, but ain't nobody coming and asking me nothing. Why? You understand what I'm saying? Wait a minute. I know it all. Not even the children. They would ask my husband, wait a minute, I know it all. But what I found out was that every time that I thought I was in control, I was actually being controlled. Then I got out of control. That's why nobody ever asked me anything. They saw like she out of control. Don't nobody want to talk to her. She know it all. You can't know nothing. You wrong. You know. And once I began to work on myself, and I began to become open to the idea that I didn't know it all. It was like something clicked, and I became this curious adult child. So now I'm curious. I want to know everything. I want to know what you know. I want to know what you know. I ain't worried about what I know. I just want to know what you know. I'm curious. You understand? And that brought so much peace, right? It brought peace
Yay!
because I didn't know it all. It brought so much peace because I was yearning to know, right? I needed to know. I found myself going around people and listening and like, oh yeah, I want to hear. Yeah, if I wanted to know something, I go around the people that either may work in this field of something that I want to know, or this person is doing this of something that I want to know. Like I went back to school for peer recovery specialist. Why? I wanted to know, how did people think, such as myself, that people that struggled with mental illness. I wanted to know, how do you deal with people? Do people really know how to deal with people, and do people really know how to talk to people? And one thing I found out, that the most important thing was to listen. Oh, I learned so much. So people, they got mental illness or they say this, those are the people that I want to talk to because I'm curious to how they think. I'm curious at how they see things, how they very curious. And I found out that the majority of the time when they say that they are in a crisis, I found 9 times out of 10, the crisis come from people not listening. Because if you listen, they will talk into their own solution. Amazing.
One of the
I didn't
things
know
is
that.
that, sorry,
Go ahead.
one of the people, like, one of the things is with people who have mental illness and like whether it's Asperger's, Alzheimer's, autistic, anything like that, especially autism, is they don't go off because they go off. They go off because there's a trigger, whether someone is intentionally doing it or someone is literally, does it by accident, and that starts a chain reaction. And the problem with normally people is they don't that here's how I look at it. It's like trying to install the latest update on like a old Mac computer. It's the computer components, it works. It, has the basic principles it needs to function. But if you try and upgrade, like Windows 95 to like computers now, or try to download stuff, it's not going to do it. It just can't. That doesn't mean it doesn't know other programs like, documents and, basic things like that. But, so when the consequences or when, people with mental health, when that comes to them, that's the problem, that they can't register. They can understand like what you did was wrong, but it's like it's haywired in their brain for them to have that mental capacity of, not so much as not
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about how when she said learning the capacity of and learning about and listening how about people with mental illness.
Jack, don't pick on people with mental illness, man.
Why are you saying that, Moose? What makes you say that? Explain yourself. Why do you feel I needed to be?
I don't understand why you're so angry about that.
Why are you? I'm not angry. I'm asking you to explain.
No, you seem a little upset. You seem a little disturbed by that statement.
I don't care what you think. I'm asking you to explain yourself. Why did you feel that was appropriate to say?
That was a slip. That was a slip because I know Kidro personally. So.
Oh, okay.
What were you saying?
Don't worry about what I was saying, Jack. That's a personal thing, and it was a slip. I just told you that.
I got it.
So are you going to offer any sort of apology, perhaps?
No, I'll save that for private.
Yeah,
You obviously don't care about what I'm doing here. You interrupted repeatedly. You're trying to be funny. It's not funny. You interrupted with an instruction to me that was filled with accusation, and I know it was out of a joke. Now, Kidro, I was asking genuinely, who were you talking about? Because I was trying to understand the conversation and where this topic had gone.
Well, I was picking up on Lisa Carroll's comment about basically wanting to understand people with a mental illness, wanting to learn more about that.
Well,
and
learning is one thing, but enabling is another, and confronting. Well, here's what I do know. Much of our diagnosis, our mental health professionals, they're not. They've been miseducated through academia, and they're throwing around all these labels and titles on people that may or may not actually apply. But because of the susceptibility of the human ego, it hears a name and it finds a couple similarities to itself. Oh my God, this is me. I have this diagnosis. This means I am confined to this life and these rules and these reactions, and that's not necessarily true.
Thank you for that. And that's basically what I was saying. Kidro, I think you misunderstood what I was saying, right?
Okay, I apologize. I thought you were just
No. Hold on. There's no apology needed. I'm going to explain it to you. It's no apology needed, sweetie. You did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. No, you did nothing wrong. So let me explain it. Maybe I should have said this.
Well, I just jumped on the panel, so I didn't hear you beforehand either. So again, that's partially my fault as well.
It's okay. I'm gonna explain. Like Jack said, okay, years ago, they said that I was bipolar, third stage, manic depression. What I found out, that was not what I was. What I was controlling, manipulating, and wanting to have my way, and was spoiled. So my actions fit what they say, right? And I found that out through, I said, that's not what's wrong with me. I stopped taking that medication. That wasn't what was wrong with me. I needed to change how I think. It was my thinking that caused my actions to cause them to say, hey, she did. Because I would snap at the drop of a hat. I could be happy one minute and you say something, what you say? I'm ready to fight. Oh, she bipolar. She snapped. No, I won't. That's what I was. The behaviors that I called out, that's what I was. When I changed the behaviors, I changed how I thought. Now, so the reason why I wanted to learn because they diagnosed me, right? So I wanted to learn. And what I wanted to learn is that, well, what do you do with these people that you say that are diagnosed with this, right? This is my experience. That's why I wanted to do that. So I found out if you just listen to people, listen and stop looking at, oh, they got this. So they only looking at the behavior, but not listening to what the person is saying, right? That's what's going on. So,
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that because I've seen
right.
people basically, if you actually notice, like people with autism, they're smart. Like they could, I know this one dude named Steve. He has a very, very hard time doing basic things. But if you ask him one question about music, he'll know the time, the album. He'll know any music. He'll know the album, the time of day that the artist died, how many albums they came out with, and like he's literally a walking encyclopedia of music.
So I want to speak on this. I was diagnosed as an autist. Personally, I'm a generalist kind of thing. I'm good at a whole bunch of things, but on socialization. A lot of people have really bad communication skills, but they don't realize how bad their communication skills are because they're around a whole lot of people who are just on the same wavelength. So they just meld into this super animal. So because they're just similar enough to each other that it works out, even though they don't really know how to communicate, they're just around clones of themselves. So it gives it the illusion that they're actually good at communicating.
Yeah, and of course, there's different levels of autism, so it's not just, oh, autism, this guy's stupid, So, and, I think that is a severe problem, is how people are like, hear the word autism, he's retarded. Or they hear like stuff like that, and that's really not cool because there's so much more than, if you look at a person, they and not just as them as a label, and you look at them as a person, they have like I said with my friend Steve, he has a lot of knowledge and knows a lot of stuff. Is a basic thing's very hard for him? Yes, but he is a very smart individual, and I treat him like an individual. He rants on and he's kind of annoying, but the thing is we bond over music. While people make fun of him, for basically having little outbursts and triggers like that, I treat him like an equal. So, I don't understand why people judge people like that. And I'm sorry if I am rambling on again.
All right.
Thank you.
Welcome, Donniel.
Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead, Jeff.
Welcome, Donniel, and
hey,
please,
Donniel.
Lisa, if you've got something.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Ladies first.
No, go ahead. I've already spoke. You can go ahead.
So the thing with autism, it's not that he's walking encyclopedia. This is from experience. I know a lot about this stuff as well. We tend to attach ourselves to what we find interesting, and it's very slim to what we do find interesting. And when we do latch on, we dive so deep into things that you don't even have the notion to even consider. That's what autism is, and that's why they appear to know so much. Myself, with what I attach to, and it's funny that someone said that I look biblical, that's what I attached myself to, is scripture. I know a lot in that Bible that is not being taught in the churches.
Of course, because there's a lot of things are just uncomfortable and won't make the churches money. They won't get donos if they read too much of Leviticus, so they'll skip it.
When it comes to the church structure, what people understand what a church is, they're not really a church. They're classified as a corporation. They signed papers to agree to go to the approved government teachings, not what scripture says. That's why there's all that misnomers between the different denominations and all that stuff.
Yes, usually 501c3s, but you do see the word 501c4.
Okay. So let's go back to what we was talking, because we done went all the way across the street to the bus station and then got on the flight and gone. So like
Whenever I'm up on a panel, count on me to do that, okay?
like Kidro was saying, and Donniel, how do you pronounce your name, Donniel?
Donniel.
Okay, Donniel. Like he was saying that it's like something that's they are interested in, that, well, and that's what it is. They, want more and more and more. Well,
yeah, they latch on to certain topics and learn.
So believe it. Okay. So believe it or not, then for me, then I got a little autism, because I love everything about the medical field. I want more and more and more. I go get the books, new medicine. I want to learn anatomy. You understand? So then we all, because there is something that we all are attracted to and we want more of. And when you said that, it made me think about when I told one of my daughters to go into the medical, and they was like, Mom, I don't like that. You do. And I'm like, you don't. She said, no, that ain't what I want to do. They going to college. She said, why would you drop out? She said, Mom, that's not what, I don't like the blood. I don't like the needle. You do. I don't. And I'm like, it's like, gimme. I'm always the top of the class. I'm always number one. I want more, but you give me something else. Listen, I'm at the bottom of the class. I'm failing, anything else. But so if that's the case, then I don't know about nobody else. Then I got a little autism, but it's a different ability. So I believe it's more of everybody has a different ability, which is what makes us different, and which makes us all, as the gentleman was saying, which makes us all teachers of one another, right? Which means that we all can learn from each other, right? Like I said, I wanted to know after my husband died and the people was diagnosed with me, and I just couldn't believe what they were saying about me, because I began to take an inventory of my life, right? Take an inventory of myself. Is this really true, or what is it? No, it's my behavior that makes people believe that. Because as I go through the list, I go check. Well, that's how I behave. No wonder they thought that. Is the medicine going to change it? No. Guess who got to change it? Me. I had to want to change Lisa and my behavior. What benefit? Because see, something always had to have a benefit for me. Okay, well, if I change that, what's going to be the benefit? Right? I'm going to have peace. Something I had a lack of. I was so unhappy with myself that I made others miserable. I listen to what I'm saying again. I was so unhappy with myself that I made everybody else miserable. And when people go, why you ain't invite me? Oh, Lisa, I ain't think you wanted to go. That wasn't why they didn't invite me.
Mhm.
Huh? They didn't want to be miserable.
Right. What you're describing is common traits. We all possess these different attributes in different ways, and we're all susceptible to these things. And I love your testimony. I sincerely, that what you said, that empowerment, accepting responsibility for your part, allowing those thoughts to become your behaviors, and that bitterness pushes people away, really creates misery around us. And I see a lot of people doing that these days.
And it takes a very strong and basically bold person to admit their flaws like that. So for you just to come out and say that on an open panel, it just shows a lot of stuff about you that is not necessarily even negative. Basically, saying I fucked up and I'm changed now because I know what I did was wrong. Because there's a lot of people who can't suck up their pride and say I was wrong.
They can. They've convinced themselves they can't. And then kind of what Hank was saying earlier, in this world we've got, it's so vast and so big, it's real easy for us to create these echo chambers around us. Everyone just enabling arguments, enabling fears, enabling handicaps, enabling problems. So it is up to each of us. And I didn't believe I was the problem in my life. I was convinced it was everyone else, right? But when I finally got humbled, and this is the key, we all think we can't. Why? Because we're arrogant. We arrogantly think we know the future. We think we can and cannot do things without even trying. But when we humble ourselves to the reality, we can forgive, we can improve, we can totally transform our lives, take control of our health, take control of our happiness. We can, I truly believe, following the way of love, the way of truth, the way of life that was shown through Jesus, following that way, we grow in our love, in our wisdom. And that's the true power of God.
This is the way. Anyway, Jack, I just wanted to pop up. It's been a while. Say hi. Happy Easter. Peace out, guys. Much love. And as always, yay!
Thanks, Kidro.
All right, Kidro.
Character. We have Moose still in the background, but Donniel, thoughts, Hank? Either?
We can talk to Moose again. I don't think it'll be that much of an issue.
Objections? All right. Welcome back, Moose. Anyway. Hey, well, we took it back to the topic. Growing in love and wisdom, sincerely. That is what we're here to do. That's what I realized a long time ago when I started on my path of self-evaluation. What is it that makes me me? What is it that makes me any good whatsoever? Well, it's what I've learned over my life, and it's the love that I can offer. The love being my encouragement, my inspiration, my support, my deeds. We are here to love. I don't know how to change this. Here, we were talking about something earlier. Maybe it was offline, but the periods of isolation that we go through. I've been in this drought, in this period of walking alone for a long time now. And I'm trying to figure out how to change it. I know there's power in our mind, our spending time in the future that we want to experience, right? In our mind and our emotions, feeling having the feelings that the prayers have already been answered. I spend time like that every day.
So I haven't tried it yet. I know people written on it. So I know people can associate in mind mode, but I'm going to try disassociating in mind mode that way to spread my thoughts to more people that way, and they'll kind of pour into people who get on the same wavelengths as me. So it probably require me to produce more, write more. In fact, you're way ahead of me, Jack. So just put whatever we have out there, and other people who can't align with us will hopefully get drawn back to us. So pretty much kind of what you're doing, but I think you do better on my end.
Thank you. I think once you get out of the present, all chaos and craziness begins. Once you return to the presence, peace returns as well. Here, I want to share this. This was something I mentioned earlier. This is from that Aaron Abke video. Oops, I meant to copy the link. The one of the things he was talking about in this video is this concept of the tree of life, how the symbolism of it has been shared down some of the meanings. Anyway, this was one I hadn't quite seen before. The idea of a man meditating in the midst of a tree, in the center of the tree of life. And the concept of the tree of life, it's at the center of the universe and from which all things grow, and we are that. But the idea of man being there in the center of the tree of life, with part of us and our roots down in the divine feminine, right? We're rooted in the divine feminine that is shown through the abundance and giving of Mother Earth. And we are also connected, through our branches, the esoteric thoughts that we receive. We're connected to the Father in the heavens. So the idea of our body being this gate between the heavens and the earth for the true love and energies to flow through, I kind of like that idea, to be honest. It feels right within me.
I got ahead and found the video and posted to the
Hey,
chat, the outside chat.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Hank.
You know one thing about the tree of life, and I was looking at it, and I was just visualizing the man sitting there, and then I visualized me sitting there, and what roots do I want to take root to?
That's it. Well, and I think that's in kind of an esoteric way. We root out and we branch out here on earth, and we receive the information and the nutrients that feed our mind, feed our spirit. And that's what the roots do. The roots go out and they receive all the nutrients from the earth, bringing forth everything that's needed for the tree to grow. And that's in a way what we're doing. I don't know. This life we're living, it's not what it seems. We're not here to be slaves to wages. We're not here to be slaves to reputations or to past convictions or to past diagnosis, right? We're here to bring forth the love and the healing that we can.
To help one another.
That's what I see happening. Honestly, I really do see a shift in this world. It hasn't come directly into my life, but I see it, and it is happening. We're going through, I believe that we are this generation. We are here at the prophesized time where there's a shift and a change, and the old is being destroyed. It's going to crumble, and with that is going to bring more uncertainty, more fear. It's growing already. But if we are what I think we are, we're here to bring the healing. the healing this world has been praying for and working for and looking for, and it's us. It is us. We have the opportunity to interrupt the patterns of abuse, the patterns of misappropriation, of cruelty, of poverty. We have the opportunity to break those patterns, the generational patterns and the karma from our past, from the ancestors, whatever it may be. But following the way of love, Lisa, you found it, right? It brought forth healing. It's
Yeah. So now, Jack, it's each one teach one.
Amen.
You teach one, I teach one, then that one teach one. See, we ain't got to teach a lot. Just one. Just one. Just
And it
one.
starts by becoming a good learner of ourselves,
Right.
right?
Because everybody wants to be a leader. Well, who's going to follow? Because in order to be a great leader, you had to be a great follower. Because how can you lead if you've never been taught?
Agreed.
Even if you have the ability, even if you have the gift, guess what? It still has to be unwrapped in order to see the gift and what it possesses. So how you gonna do that and you don't know how to unwrap it? You gotta find somebody that has already unwrapped their gift in order to lead you and teach you how to unwrap yours. And I think that is the biggest problem, that nobody wants to follow anyone. Listen, I think if we stop looking at it, as you were saying, as a badge of honor, right? Let's look at it as development, developing to be better, right? Don't look at it as you follow. No, look at it as you are developing to be better than who you are. Who don't want to be better than what they are? I do. I'm working on getting better. I want to be better. I want to improve more. I want to be able to love more. I want to be able to be attentive more. I want more compassion. I want more patience. I
Okay.
want more of
Praise God.
everything.
Praise God.
Okay.
I want more
Eight,
too.
to be better. I want it. So I got to follow somebody that has it.
Okay. That helps. It helps to find someone who has achieved and who's willing to share their time and attention to learn. I've been blessed to discover some incredible teachers from a distance. You know, the blessings of technology that we all share. Found some incredible gifted teachers for cheap and very inexpensive, but the knowledge that I've been blessed to be able to find and to discover, I said it recently, you know, I sought the truth. The Lord provided me opportunities to learn. The truth that I learned cured me of my fears. I now don't fear death. I really don't fear life, other than I never want to stray from the feeling of God's love ever again. Never.
Thanks, Jack, for bringing me back. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You know what, Jack? That just made me think about King Solomon, right? When King Solomon
It's one of my
had a
favorite
chance,
people.
when he had a chance to ask God for anything that he wanted, right? Because he's the king. He only wanted wisdom.
That's the power.
You see that's what I'm saying. It's simple. I want more, right?
Our God,
It's not
our God is amazing.
because things will fade away before I will. The euphoria of things will leave before I will. Things will be destroyed before then what am I left with? Still an empty hole.
Mm-hmm.
And what I got to fill it with? More things.
Well, that's when we're empty. When we're empty, we go to the things, and that's what the world has taught us through its corruption. But hey, I want to politely, Donniel, you've had some stuff going on in the chat. I'd love to give you a chance. Please, what's going on with you?
So-
And the thoughts on Solomon too, and the wisdom, if you have whatever you want.
This will be some wisdom from Solomon. Then one of the chat interactions, we were talking about bloodlines and all that stuff, and he said German tribes, and I corrected him. It's the tribe of Dan. If you watch the coronation of the king, when he sits on the throne, there's a big rock underneath that. That rock is called, the nickname is called the Scone of Destiny. It has a name. I'm not going to say the name yet. Every king and queen has sat on that rock. If you go backwards in time to the very first kingdom or king of the United Britain, every king and queen from then to there sat on it. Then there was the 7 kingdoms before it became one, and then you had Scotland and Ireland. All of them also sat on that rock. If you keep going back and back, that rock was brought to what is now modern day Scotland. So the very first king of that entire area, his people brought that rock with them, and they claimed dominion over that. That's the tribe of Dan. That rock is called Jacob's pillow. That's the same rock he used when he had that vision in Jacob's ladder. That rock is still passed on to this day. So if you are German, Scottish, Irish, Welsh, Norwegian, all that white, you actually come from the tribe of Dan.
Much of it, I'm sure. I think you're right. How about the other stuff? We've covered a lot of topics, but did you have thoughts on the other stuff? Or was there something in the chat?
In my opinion, in order to be a good teacher, one must be able to heal themselves first to be able to project that outwards. And that's what a lot of people are talking about, and that holds true. But also, one could say it's demonic forces that keep tying us down. One could also say it's your own shadow on the floor that's doing it. You just have to learn how to tame and control the monster, your thoughts being the monster, in order to come out of that a better person. Like you said, with always the rage, and then you question yourself how to think. That's learning to heal from within.
Yeah. All the healing comes from within. And actually, any teacher is really I think a teacher is just presenting the truth in a compassionate way that the student can receive it. And the way we receive the truth, I was trying to describe my thoughts on this yesterday. The truth that it's a realization. It comes from within. It's an energy resonance that we feel. And I think the truth, it's all contained within, and we are reflections of the infinite. We help each other remember through stories that are being created together. This life we're living is something amazing.
And then to address the haters, Mr. Station 33, be very clear. I do not have a religion. I do not believe in a religion. I've read the Bible from cover to cover. Nowhere does it teach religion. It teaches you to have a relationship with the Most High. That's where I stand.
I love that.
Religion is the division of the body of Christ. I get it.
I have a couple creedless religions. I don't think it's that bad, but I don't have a
You're a lizard, though.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I think if people stop looking at goodness as being religion, I think we can get a little further in life. Because being good, being a good person, doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, doing the right thing because I'm tired of the consequences of the wrong thing, right?
As the human race, that's what has been
let her-
over and over. They put titles on us, and then it's a limitation. And the key is to break the barrier. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. And as I was saying, oh God, give me my train of thought. As I was saying, and so to be a good person has nothing to do with a religion, because me and you can't be a good person together. You have to be your own individual good person. So when it comes to a religion, these are people gathering together under one accord with a certain belief. What does that have to do with being a good person, treating people as you would have them to treat you, loving people because of it's the right thing to do, and you want to be loved too? You know, I thought that if I gave you love, that you had to give it back. That wasn't me loving, that was me expecting. When I learned to love Lisa, let's say Lisa had to be stripped away, right? I had to be stripped away. This person I didn't even know that they called Lisa. I didn't know her. She was mean, right? She had no consideration for nobody. She only wanted what she wanted. She was manipulative. I couldn't live with her, right? So guess what? She had to go.
Right.
She had to go. And guess what? As a result of that, I went to my God and I said, listen, I want to change. I want to be who you want me to be. Please help me. See, because my will was killing me. It was killing me spiritually. It was killing me spiritually, and then it began to kill me physically. Listen, I'm talking about being so close to death that was related to misery. What? So
there's a lot of people who live that story. There's a lot of people who faced death, faced transformation and crumbling of who they were.
Yeah. So what had to change first? My thinking. My thinking, right? The renewing of my mind, right? the renewing of my mind. The mind changes, the body follows, right? Now, here's the thing. Do I have crazy thoughts pop in my head? Oh, sure I do. I don't have no control over what pops in my head, but I got control over what I do with what pops in my head.
Right.
It can pop in and I can dismiss it right out because I put something else in place of it. Because I don't have that control. Right. It can come.
Lisa, please, thank you. I appreciate your testimony. Self-control is absolutely the key to self-development. It's what I'm encouraging and trying to promote here on these streams, is that people spend some time in honest consideration, honest reflection, honest contemplation about themselves, right? We get so trapped in our opinions and our convictions and our comparisons. We confuse ourselves. And then we get arrogant, right? We get arrogant and miserable, and it takes really an act of God for us to change, right?
Yes.
What you were saying earlier about how you only have to, you know, share that knowledge to just one, right? Okay. I just wanted to add some context to that because it's once you grow in that way of life, if you will, right? It expresses outside and then you attract that, but you're still gonna get those challenges because life is the ripple effect. You're out here on the waves, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, once you get it square with yourself, you just do what you do. Like all the titles and paradigms, I see it over and over. I do it too. We all do, you know. But it's about getting back to self and then expanding on what you like. What Jack was saying with the roots, you expand out. You know what I mean? And then it's what you do with the information. You know. I'm reflecting.
Good, thank you.
I appreciate it. Hey, I am feeling we're coming up near the 2-hour mark. I am feeling like maybe it's time to wrap up. I'll allow, I mean, let's see if you have parting words to offer, and I'm going to do just a few at the end on my own. But I want to thank all of you. And thoughts, please.
Yeah. I just want to remind the communities is if you have a problem and you don't wish to discuss them, maybe you can email Jack about them private. But yeah, I offer resolution. And if you just don't want to have resolution and just hold the problem open, I really don't know what I can do. So that's all.
I appreciate that, Hank. All we can do is try to resolve, right? Go ahead.
I'm about to get out of here. I just stopped by for a second, but Hank, I think you're doing great on your journey in life. And I think that you're gonna bloom when the time comes, man. Like when you're right with you, you're gonna be right with reality. That's just, you know. Have a good day, y'all.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Peace to you.
Thank you for having me. Everyone have a good night. And always remember, treat others the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Well, much respect. Thank you, Donniel.
You know, Jack, I think if I continue every day to take an inventory of myself and to correct any wrongs that I make throughout the day, that I will maintain my peace, I can gain more peace, and I can be a better person day by day if I focus on me.
That's the key. That's what I've learned too. Thank you, my friend, my sister. I appreciate you. You are
Yeah.
loved sincerely, especially from the chat and up here as well. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Love you guys. Bye.
Peace. Brothers and sisters, sincerely, all who joined in the chat today, who joined at a later date, who joined on the panel, thank you sincerely. I do appreciate the time, the attention. I hope you enjoyed some of the conversations. I think we had some great testimonies today. We had some spiritual concepts, some psychological, some emotional concepts. A lot of things were discussed, and the simplicity. I love what Miss Lisa offered there at the end. Repeated, right? We're here just to do better. Simplify your life by simplifying your goals. Create the goals that are easily achieved by you so that you can easily achieve the feelings of fulfillment and growth. And when you set the goal vaguely initially, but with the purpose of growing in clarity, start out with a simple goal. I just want to be better than I was. I want to be better than I was yesterday. So wonder, open your mind and wonder. I wonder, what can I do? What can I do for myself? Where can I grow in my capacity to love? Where can I grow? Period. How can I grow? Where can I grow? When do I grow? Today. You grow right now. That's the timing of a decision, the choice to commit yourself, devote yourself to a renewal, to a regrowth, a restart of you. That's the first death talked about in the Bible. That, we're to follow the way of the Christ. We've got to allow ourselves to die so that we may live. And I encourage you, you want to live. You want to live, not just survive. Wasn't that the thumbnail today too? Yeah, it was. How perfect is that? You are meant to thrive, not just survive. And if you're going to thrive, that means you're going to grow. It means you're going to be abundant and prosperous and healthy. So the lifestyle will not go where the mind doesn't travel. So if you can't imagine yourself healthy and wealthy and prosperous and abundant and life bringing, filled with life, if you can't even imagine yourself in that scenario, how do you think you're going to live it? You're not. Your life begins and ends within you. So the day you take control of you, your joy, your fulfillment, your purpose, the day you take control of you, your life begins. And it feels scary. It feels scary to take away the power from outside, to say, no, I guess the government really doesn't control me. No, I guess the money really doesn't control me. No, I guess their opinions really don't control me. I control me. That's scary. And that's where I find peace in knowing that God is always with me. The Spirit of Christ, the wisdom and the love, the true power of God. The wisdom and the love is the true power of God. It is the spirit of life that we are here to know. So remembering that, God's presence is eternal. God is the first person in the present. God is I am. The will of God is with me in the I am of who I am. And who I am, who I choose to be, who I want to be, I pray to be, is a child of God, a servant of love. Because it feels good to love, and it feels good to serve love, and it feels good to share love, and it feels good to know love. And the love you can know, it's within. So with that, brothers and sisters, sincerely, I feel complete. I feel whole. I hope you feel whole and complete in yourself. And if not, pause and reflect. Think about what you can do to grow in the love of you, for you, with you, and through you. The love is there for you. Have faith in love and become humble to the truth. You'll find the powers of wisdom and love to carry you through. Anyway, thank you again, sincerely, here on YouTube. Share, do the subscribe thing, hit the notifications. Please feel free to follow on Facebook and on Rumble. And tune in next time. We'll see what the future brings. Thank you again. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all, and thank you.